Let's get this going. Yes, so what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Once again, I am Mr. Soul of a Man 504, aka Demon Alvarez, your spiritual consultant, helping you with all of those important spiritual things, ladies and gentlemen. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and share later book your readings, your personal spiritual consultations, as I would say. So let's get straight into this thing. So today we are talking about, and don't forget to tap the screen, give me those hearts, ladies and gentlemen, so we can go up, 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 so we can get more people watching this thing. So today we're talking about Indigo children, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. It's kind of excited to talk about this one, man. Because I'll start out by saying this. It wasn't until like I was into like the later stages of my adulthood that I heard, like I would hear people tell me that, hey, you're intelligent, you're smart, blah blah. And that's great, that's great positivity, feedback, makes you feel good. But I never, until probably like last year, that I had somebody tell me that I was a genius and that I was, just that special, man. And when they said that, it was more in a spiritual light upright. Oh, thank you for the gift there. So it was more in a spiritual sense, that somebody told me that, I was special, I was unique. And getting into that, we're talking about the indigo children, in a special sense. These are unique, spiritual, and we can talk about from their infancy to their childhood. These are kids who have a very high aptitude for the spiritual, for the supernatural. They're uniquely, they're spiritually gifted. These are kids who may be able to do just amazing things. They may be gifted in the arts. They may be able to speak different languages. They just have a high IQ, and they have a high aptitude for learning. Especially when you talk about children, and we all know, like in our adulthoods, how we're susceptible to our environments, and how we are naturally raised, and how certain things in those environments affect us as far as our perceptions and our learning, and how we naturally are today. When you look at like children or indigo kids, they the world hasn't naturally bombarded them with all of the crap that we have naturally seen, like over our lifetime. So these are going to be kids that are going to come in to this world. And I'm already seeing stories about children and how they're talking about like different lifetimes, and how they can remember vividly things from a past life, and all of that good stuff. I've done research. There was a little girl, well, there's a little girl in somewhere in Africa, where she can see angels, she can heal people. She has all of these amazing, and don't forget to tap that screen, don't forget to subscribe, folks. So she has all of these unique, and she has these amazing spiritual gifts, so to speak. This is from yesterday, I think. Yeah, so she has all of these unique, and all of these amazing spiritual and supernatural gifts, things that she can do. And of course, there are a bunch of haters around her. They said they tried to. Who's going to try? I mean, I know there's some sick people out there, but who's going to try to take a kid out, man? And I mean, for her to be able to see angels and all of these different things, I mean, that is wildly impressive, and that is wildly, wildly, wildly amazing. You know, how she can do all of these amazing things at such a at such a young age, and children like that are to be very, very, very much protected. And these are going to be the children that are going to come in and usher in this amazing change that this world needs. Me, you know, for me, I was for me, I was a late bloomer, and you know, growing up, I always had you know, that allowed me to become a writer and an author, and you know, to write all of these different kids books, and just to write across different genres, so to speak. And if you are interested in buying one of my books, if you're on TikTok, go to my link tree, go straight to my website, and you'll see my books. Or go to Amazon under Divine Alvarez. But anyway, yeah, so that really, really, really helped me to broaden my horizons. You know, my mind is my mind is always wondering. You know, my mind is always wondering about you know, just different things. I've always been into like cartoons, and comic books, and scientific stuff, and you know, these history. These are things that you know, that the so-called like unexplainable things, you know, that are out here, so to speak. And you guys keep tapping that screen, give me those hearts out there. Thank you. But yeah, so these are things that are the so-called taboo things. You know, I've always been in the movies like, you know, Ghostbusters, and I've been in the anime, and just, you know, all of that good stuff. But to be an indigo, you know, to be an indigo child is just to be different. It is to, if you are one of these people that has a dream, and your dream is so bold and boundless that it's, you know, so far as taking you, and you've seen things that you can't naturally possibly explain, and it's going to continue to you know, it's going to continue to take you down these different avenues, you know, take you down this rabbit hole, so to speak. You know, you could be one of these special, and you know, you can naturally be you probably are one of these very special and gifted um, individuals. You know, if certain things come easy to you, or if you kind of know stuff, you know, beforehand. Like when I was younger, certain times of my life, I would feel like I had been through certain things before. You know, it was almost like I had these flashbacks. Like, you know, I would swear, I forget the name. I forget the name of that, what they call it. If somebody in the chat could help me with that, man, that'd be great. You know, when you have these when you have like these premonitions, or like these flashbacks, like you've done something before, you know, in a sense of it, you know. But I know I'm not the only. I know I'm not talking to myself out here. I know I'm not the only one that experiences these things, you know. But moving forward, you know, I always had these. It's like I always had like these premonitions and these things. Like I would go through the motions, but like man, I really feel like I've been through this before, you know. And it would happen, like, you know, it would happen, you know, just time and time and time again, man. And it was amazing. Deja vu. That's what it's. Thank you. And yeah, thank you for the comments on everybody on Facebook and YouTube and all that good stuff. But yeah, I remember there was a movie with I think Denzel Washington played in a movie. It was called Deja Vu, I think, where he was able to go back in time or something like that. I think that came out maybe early part of the millennium. But anyway, so yeah, it was. I would have these feelings of I would have these feelings of deja vu. And if you're out there, um, and if you if you have let's just start with this. If you have a child that you feel is one of these children, um, continue. Thank you. If you have a child, or one of these children, um, show them all the love that you possibly can. I'm glad that we are living in the times that we're living in now, because we have the technology, and we have some of the know-how. I'm not saying that we know everything about the spiritual world of the afterlife, and we can go into the Bible, the Quran, the Torah, or whatever the book of the you know whatever it is you subscribe to or you believe in. I'm never one to force anything on anybody. Say it's your world. You believe in what you believe in, and that's just what that is. But the important thing is to be able to recognize who these kids are, and just to be able to help them, because they are, we don't want to say that, oh well, something is wrong with that child, because they keep telling us things that are coming true. So let's take them to the church, and let's get them prayed over, and let's just wipe all of their, it's like wiping your hard drive. You don't want to do that. Or I've heard stories, where people would say that their family had them committed in some kind of mental institution, and they would say that just made the problem 100% worse, and it caused a rift between them and their families. But from that, they're able to. And don't forget to give me those little hearts, ladies and gentlemen, and don't forget to subscribe if you're on TikTok, and also if you're on wherever you are watching on social media. But they would say that made the situation worse. Yes, there are things out there that are called generational curses, so to speak, and some of us do still succumb to that. A lot of that is you could look at your family's history and genetics, and like me and my family, we suffered through well, my mom's side, depression is very big, it's very prevalent. But I have to if you're one of these people that's been chosen to kind of break and eradicate these cycles, then you have to be able to handle it and figure it out. Because I know that what I do is purposeful, and it's bigger than me. And let me see something, see if anybody's, but yeah, so basically what I do is bigger than you, man. And that's why I continue on my journey and my crusade, and that's why I continue to speak on things like this. But anyway, moving forward, if you have a child that's spiritually gifted, let's just say that if you have a child that is that is spiritually gifted, help them understand. Now you have videos out there, and you have people like my you can reach out to. So it's not where you have to go through this. You don't have to go through this on your own. Like I have sometimes I have trouble. I remember the first time my intuition really just like kicked in, and it kind of manifested itself. This was, I don't know, maybe 2016. and I was working at this job. It was very toxic. It was, it was a call center. I know, what do you expect? But so I was working at this job. It was a call center, and so my intuition, it just, how when you see those dams stopping the water. Well, that day they opened the dam and the floodgates came in, and when I tell you, it wasn't a fun day, because I could feel, all of those people's, emotions, and everything that they were kind of hiding or bottling up. And people will put, uh, people will put a perception out there, that that's not naturally who they are. It's like they can put a mask on when they're in front of other people. Some people are good at it, but when they go home, they have to deal with whatever it is that they naturally have to deal with. Going behind closed doors, so to speak. But they always say it's darkest before the dawn, and we do need to go out and get some sunlight. You do need to shine light on your life and your situations. Some of us are, let's say, mentally committed within our own minds. We're trapped in our own minds, because we tell ourselves we tell ourselves what we naturally can't do. And at this point, there is, everything is possible, man. Everything is possible. And for you to be trapped, you're just sentencing yourself to something that's just not fair to you. And in a broader sense, it's not fair to everybody else. There are people out there that are, that are depending on you. Whatever it is, you have kids, family, go to work, bring money home, whatever it is. Be there for them, and friends and family and all of that stuff. But beyond that, you have to be there for yourself. You have to, we're breaking these chains, and we're molding ourselves. We're molding ourselves into something, very much more unique and different, and something that is just naturally out of this world. And that's, going back to the Indigo tour. These are natural kids that are out of this world, because their perception and how they see things. You ever, just and talk to a kid, man, and they're so brutally honest with you. They see things, they see things as what it is, and that, and then kids are very, I've seen those big kids are, and just being around them, kids are very much so brutally honest. And it's that honesty that's going to help to make them the greatest of us, because I am personally, I'm really, I'm not just for them, but for our futures, because let's just be honest, society is going down some dangerous roads. It really, really, really is, and a lot of things out here really need to change, for the better. And we have to help them to change naturally who they are. Even as we continue to grow, even as we continue to prosper. Yes, don't worry, the money's coming in. The money is, the money is coming, the new job is coming. But the thing is with that is that you're gonna have to handle it. You're really gonna have to, walk into that situation with a different mindset, because all of the things that you have been through has made you who you are in the now. And that's your grace. That's your key. That's your golden key to open up to open up your finances to do what it is that you said that you've been wanting to do. Yes, I've been drinking a lot of water, but that's those. We need. We need these this new generation not to come and save us, because I still have a lot of work to do, and what we do is going to affect them. So we don't naturally have time to throw in the towel, and we have time to rest, and if you feel like you need to rest, but we still have a lot to do out here concerning us and who we are, and our growth, and our and naturally our introspective, and where society is right now, and naturally where it's going. If you're if you're and just do the best I mean, if somebody was to ask me, like, man, how do you feel, having, like, how do you feel being like one of these, like, Indigo children, and having the vast array of true gifts, that you have. And it's it's for me, I feel like it's always been there. Hold on, let me put this air on. Okay, let's get it warm in here. All right, we're back. All right, so for me, I'll say, it's always been there, and but things manifest within. We like to use that buzzword nowadays. Everything now seems to be like, just speak it into existence, and it's going to work itself out. And it's a little bigger than that. First, you got to understand your power. You got. I was thinking about this yesterday. I was in a room on another. I was in a room on another. I was on another social media app, and they were talking about manifesting and stuff. You first understand your power. You have to first. That's the first key. And I'll just give y'all that. That's the first key to manifesting, speaking it into the for all that stuff. It's you gotta understand your power, man. That's very, 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 very key, and very important to who you are, and to bring that causality to your every it's like the law of thermodynamics, that every action has equal but opposite reaction. So this is, call it spiritual science. Nobody ever had that term before. I'm just gonna put it out there. Spiritual science, ladies and gentlemen. So just remember, every action has an equal but opposite reaction. So you think, so therefore, it is. You call it, and it comes, and you're afraid, but this is what you called. You gotta remember. You have to remember that what your when the phone rings, and if the phone rings, you've been waiting for this call, and it's an important call, and it's something that can help to change your life in whatever way. You got to pick the phone up, and you got to answer it. Destiny calls you today. Will you be ready? Sometimes that's the question. Because we just saying that you got to get up, you got to put the work in. But but if somebody was to say, man, so how does it feel having a multitude of, like, spiritual gifts? And I've, along my journey, I've done tarot and oracle cards, and that was cool when I did it, but I don't need that anymore. I've gone so far beyond that, so far beyond that, and I found myself doing a plethora of amazing things, and I'm going to keep continuing. I'm going to keep continuing. But somebody else to say, man, how does it feel having all of these amazing spiritual gifts. I mean, it feels great. You know, I mean, it feels great. This is something that sets me apart from the average person out there. You know, this is what I do. You know, I am natural. You know, I have a very brilliant creative mind. You know, I've written different books, and I, you know, continue to push myself to be the greatest that I naturally can be. And that's not saying any, you know, that's just confidence, you know, confidence and intelligence is sexy. Just like, you know, when you go on social media, and social media is now a thirst trap because nobody's wearing clothes anymore. You know, that's just how it goes. I'm like, but anyway, you know, we have to, you know, we have to bring intelligence back and let it be sexy. You know, let's just be honest, man. Nerds run the world. You know, they do. These are the smart, brilliant people in Silicon Valley, and you know, and people who write, coming up with all of these great things that we like to see on the TV and movies and all of that stuff. But the important thing is to give yourself give yourself the grace that you need in this pursuit of happiness and in this journey. The same thing with these, you know, with if you have an indigo child or if you are one, and specifically if you are one and if you got a kid like that, you know, that is amazing. I mean, man, think about that though. That's like wow, you know, that's like you know, like I was saying about like if you're like imagine, you know, I don't know if you believe Jesus walked the earth or not, but say Jesus Christ, you know, and then like his father was God. Or let's say Hercules, his father was Zeus. You know, I mean, that is something to be like just I mean, man, just to think about that. You know, that's just to say, like, well, hey, you know, my parents were, you know, my parent, my dad was a nuclear physicist, and my mom, she invented, I don't know, you know, whatever, you know. So, you know, my mom was a Pulitzer Prize winner. She wrote all of these amazing, you know, that's just something like that. But just to say that you've always had greatness inside of you. You just need to activate it. That's the thing. You know, you've always had. I'm just saying. I'm gonna say this again. You've always had this. You've always had this greatness that is still instilled inside of you, and you just naturally have to connect with it, you know, and believe in it. Believe in yourself. Believe in, if you know, ask the kid, you know, do this. Ask the kid that's inside of you. What is it that what is it that we want to do when we grow up? You know, 'cause I feel like for me, I'm grown. I get that, but I feel like I'm still growing. You know, that's the that's the you know, man, that's the thing, man. You know, and that fallen angel prime. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follow. And for that light up right. Thank you for. I'm still trying to get an understanding about going live on TikTok. So if y'all are sending stuff, thank you. If you're following, thank you. If you guys want to donate, you can go to my link tree. Hey, what is going on, folks? So you can go to my link tree, Cash App, and the other thing, and donate. So cool. And also you can book a reading as well. You know, you can book a spiritual consultation with me. Just go to my link tree. But anyway, it's important that look at yourself as a sleeper agent, man. You know, like if you ever watch those spy movies, somebody says a key word and that person is activated and they just know what to do. They just go, you know, like they're going through the movie, they're handling business like there's no tomorrow. You know what I mean? Because they, you know, it's like you've got a lot of, you know, you at this point you really have everything that you need. And if you are watching this, and whenever you're watching this, if, there's somebody out there that really naturally needs to, um, there's a, obviously that there's a specific calling on your life, and there's something that you naturally need to do in the now. You really need to continue getting maybe networking events. So you need to continue, like myself, you have a brilliant mind, but your mind is different. That's good. It's good that we can be different out here and we can share our different ideals despite our cultures and, whatever. But the important thing is that it would be great that you continue to put yourself out there, and you're going to be very surprised by the outcome of that. So yes, so if you are out there and you're watching, put yourself out there. Seriously, because your ideas, you have great ideals, but your ideas are going to blow people away, and you need to, you really need to put yourself, you need to put yourself out there in different spaces so people can see you, so you can achieve the dream or the goal that's been. You ever see that dude in soccer? He's like, go. So just continue to, and don't discontinue yourself with the disbelief. Everybody had to start from somewhere. If you were the greatest generals or leaders in history, if you were Albert Einstein, if you were Baryshnikov, the Russian dancer, if your dream is to be a comedian, and great storytellers, they can get up on stage and relay certain things, but in a funny or a comedic way. But you got to start from somewhere. That's the thing. You really, what's the goal? What are the goals? The goals are to continue to do what you're doing and to do it at an incredible. How do people do what they do at an incredible high level? Because they're great at what they do, and you're great at what you do as well. But nobody is going to know that. Nobody's going to know who Soul of a Man is, and he's a writer, and he can do all of these things, and blah blah blah. And if I don't get out there and push myself, and if I don't push myself consistently, if you don't, if you don't naturally go out there and push yourself consistently day in and day out, this message is not for everybody. This is not for the faint of heart. This is not for people who ride on the I'm cute bandwagon, so just give me the world. It don't work like that. That is just not society. That is just those people, I'm telling you, those people are going to burn out, and they're going to burn out real quick. This is for the dreamers. This is for the go-getters. This is for people who just have that burning desire inside of themselves, and who will not take no for an answer. You will not. You can't go back. Because you made a decision to whatever that was. You packed your bags mentally, and now you're just maybe a little bit at a time. You're getting some stuff together. You're probably at that job, and you're like, this ain't it. So you've already mentally checked out. You're already putting in applications. You're thinking about going back to school to get another, whatever it is, whatever type level of education. You're talking about going to your dream school, very, very, very soon. So these are these are cosmic calculated steps, and this is just naturally for you. This is just for you to go out there and be the magnificent, amazing, don't worry about, oh, wow, this person is cute. This person is attractive. Okay, that's cool, but that's going to keep them in that little box. And that's naturally not going to help them do anything else besides looks fade. I get older. That's what that is. I'm not a 10-year-old kid anymore. I feel like I have the, I still feel like I'm a kid at heart, I mean, I still like anime and comic books and, video games. And for me, nothing is wrong with that. I love to travel and do all of these things, man. And I'm going to continue to do that, until it's time for me to check up on out of this place. But in the meantime and in between time, I have to be visible. There are people who, I this thing is way bigger than me. So I'm, and I'm glad that there are other people out here, whatever it is that they're doing, they, if they are amazing at it, and if they are gifted at it, and they are just really, they're out here getting there. It's great. It's enough out here for everybody. I'll just continue to, I will always continue to say that, there is always enough out here for everybody. But we're not talking about everybody. We're talking about you. And if you're watching this, you're probably, again, we're going back to being an indigo child. Yes, all of that is in the journey, man. That's the thing about it. It is a journey. And some days we don't feel like, you just don't feel like it, that's okay. You can give yourself a day, but still got to get up and we got to get moving on this thing. Yes. But there is so much power in what it is that you believe in, and who believes in you. And we're talking about more. This could be more in a spiritual sense, man. You have so many ancient ancestors and family on the other side that are really rooting for you, that have really opened the doors, have done so many things, have like fought with destiny itself to make so many deals for you. And there should be no, you have to live within your truth. That's the thing now. You can lie to other people, you can lie to the world, but you can't lie to yourself anymore. You can't do that for real. Because if you keep doing it, you're gonna find yourself just being unhappy, man. I get that people don't like to do work. It's easy to point the finger at everybody else. Oh wow, look at this famous person. They're cuckoo. They're crazy. But how would you handle that situation if you were there? You had all of their money, all of their same thing, whatever, same scenario, but you're there. How would you handle it? Maybe there's something out there that they're seeing that's affecting their being. Seriously. And we're talking about indigo children. These are people who are the best of the best out there, all across the board, all across the spectrum. These are people who are they could be ordinary, but they can be extraordinary in who they are, and how they move, and how they perceive things. Kids just start coloring and drawing, and just discover, I remember being in middle school. I think the teacher's name was Mr. Lagarde, I believe his name was. So if you're out there, Mr. Lagarde, thank you for helping me discover my gift of, I started out writing poetry. My first book was Soul of a Man Poetry. Soul of a Man, Poetry for the Mind, Body, and Soul. You can still get that book on my website, www.soulofaman504.com. You can go to my link tree and go to my website, and you can order that book. Or you can order it off of Amazon. But the important thing is just finding these gifts and nurture them. So many people in society, they just slip under the cracks. They would say like, when I was a kid, I had a dream to be this, and I was gifted in this. Um, some people have the environment that'll nurture them and help them to grow. They will. Unfortunately, it's not like maybe if you're a kid in the inner city and you have a brilliant mind, but the environment, that the household that you maybe everybody's busy, you know um, working, and the parents, and now they expect the school to raise the kids. It's not supposed to work like that. That's just this is how these kids slip under the cracks. But I hope that their brilliance is that amazing that sometimes these kids got to teach themselves. That's just what it is, sometimes, until they are discovered by whoever. And for me, doesn't matter who you are. If you want to come in and help me, great. Let's get it, man. Doesn't matter where you from in the world. If you want to support me, I am all for it. Seriously. When people see your stock rising, and when they see you on like this amazing new level, that's when you're gonna see them run in and like, oh man, I always knew. It's like, oh come on, now no you didn't. Because when I was when I was going through what I was going through, maybe going through these emotions, going through the motions to take myself to these, to these higher levels and to these higher planes and stuff like that. That's another thing. On this journey, it can, people glorify this spiritual, this thing we call spirituality. They're really yeah, so they glorify this thing called like spirituality, man. And this is, if you go to Africa, they'd probably tell you, we never had a name for it. It was just, we just did stuff. And we dealt with different deities. We, went to nature. We worked with our ancestors. It was just something that we did. It was natural. But it's in, of course, the Americas, it's, people will call it evil. They'll say, oh, that's demonic or witchcraft. They don't want to see demonic. They don't, because they wouldn't be able to handle what is truly demonic in this world. They, really, some people are just meant to, could just continue to walk in the matrix and, just do what it is that they do. And that, that's just what that is. But for the rest of us, for the chosen few, I'll say that not everybody's chosen, not everybody's meant to be, especially for this. It's nothing to be jealous over, because this is not an easy journey to walk. It is not. It is all the things that you deal with in real life and other stuff, dealing with the supernatural, the afterlife, your gifts, and helping all of these other people try to figure stuff out. Why? That's why sometimes you will, maybe whoever you follow, maybe spiritually, somebody who's flipping cards or something like that, they may disappear for a while because they need a break, or they may break mentally. They may need to go somewhere and they may need to go somewhere and naturally take a trip. It's not easy for people to go online and, once upon a time we would say these are people who wear the tinfoil hats, and these are the people who I live in the woods in a cabin, with a shotgun. And they're crazy. But something is crazy until it's proven. And there are people out there that that just aren't going to understand, and that's up, that's on them. I don't personally, I don't have time to backtrack on where I am, and we all have a we all have a superhero origin story. That's just naturally what that is. We all have that. We all naturally have that thing. Oh, anyway, so yeah, so we all have like that supernatural origin story. That's what that is. Like where you've been. Hey, what is going on? Hey, good morning. I know that fat boogie 345 8. Hey, good morning. So yeah, so we all have that. We all have that supernatural. We all have that superhero origin story, and how we became who we are. And the important thing is when you're in these situations, it's like, remember that movie, The Matrix, when Neo, I think it was, I don't know, it might have been the second movie where Neo, he was caught in a little train station. He said this, he said, I got myself into this, so I get myself out of it. So just saying, you don't, if you get yourself in a situation that you probably shouldn't have been in the first place, or if you find yourself around people that just don't get you, it's okay. Just, me, I keep my distance. If I'm working somewhere, whatever, I just go there, do what I got to do, and I go home. That's it. And I don't, tend to talk about this kind of stuff there, because that's just, that's just what it is. Everybody's not going to get it. These are people that understand the job and their direct deposit, and that's it. Their titles on their little job. That's all that is for them. That's all that's going to be. And I'm not trying to not trying to diminish anything anybody out there does, but you have an incredible journey that is just for you, and you got to continue to move in that, like the powerful badass that you are. You are the you are the Terminator. You were sent from you were sent from the future to do whatever it is that you have to do in the now, and to correlate with that, the connection with your ancestors. And I would say, go and do your own research about your ancestry, your history, to learn who you are, and to learn who you are naturally, and to see where it is that this just to continue to learn and see where this journey is naturally going to take you, and how you can use these spiritual gifts. I have a class that I offer. It's mastering your spiritual gifts. So if you want to sign up for that, hit me up. But anyway, the important thing is just to know that everybody out here believes in something different. That's okay. That's whatever it is you believe in, that's what it is. Personally, I'm a person that I like to learn. I like to sit back and learn and absorb what it is that I need to absorb. And these things help me to figure it out. Be it different religions, or just learning from different people that have studied different things in history, or just maybe sometimes getting these natural, supernatural, spiritual downloads that I may get sometimes during the day or at night, or and just helping me to make it all make sense. So, and yeah, if you are that person, and if you're watching, and if you're wondering about that certain thing, it's going to be a yes. So yeah, I don't know. Getting somebody probably want to make a move, something about a move, something new, maybe an apartment, or maybe something about something new, maybe going to a new city. So yeah, that's definitely going to be that's definitely going to be a yes, not just a yes, but a hell yeah. Like my man Stone Cold Steve Austin would say, like hell yeah. So yeah, but the important thing, or the important thing is that you're gonna be different. You're always gonna be different. That's just what it is. Me, if I go on, if I travel, I want to learn about the history of the city and food and the culture. I'm not gonna be like a passport bro. I'm not gonna try to go there and that's what they do. Some people, they want to, do what they do. That's just what that is. But I want to continue to learn and cultivate and grow, and that's going to help me to be a better, the better, unique individual that I am. That's one of my missions, and that's just naturally a part of my journey, man. And that's just how that thing goes. So yeah. So remember, you can always change your mind. You can always have a difference of opinion with somebody, but if you're going to change anything, change for the better. And just continue to whatever you need from this, get from this, and go head on and do what it is that you need to do out here. I'll never be the one to tell you like, yes, my word is law, and I know it all, and I am the great heart. No. It's not like that with me. I'll never, confidence, yes, but I'll never be the one to say like, yes, I know everything, and this is how it works. No, that's not. And I don't work like that. That's just how it is, right? But alrighty, folks, I'm gonna go on ahead because I've been on here just kind of, yeah. But if you ever see this, man, just know that you are special, that you are unique, that you were put here for an amazing reason, and that's great. That's important, and it should be as important. If it's important to you, it's going to be important to a lot of other people. That's just natural how it goes. I would say to God be the glory, but whatever it is that you believe in, and I, shout out to my ancestors and all of those that watch out, my angel guides, all of that watch out over me. But yeah, man. So just be proud of who you are. All that stuff that you've been through, you're still here. You're still in the fight. You haven't lost your mind. You know what I mean? All of those things those people try to do to you at that job to try to undermine you. And, how it is, birds with feather. That's, man, that is how it goes, man. Definitely people are going to run in packs when you're the whole damn show, and people are just going to look at you and just. I think I talked the other day about reading the headline and not the whole story. So people are going to look at you as a headline, and they're not going to care about your whole story. That's just what it is. It's like, okay, man, whatever. Hey, I'm just here to do what I'm here to do, and I am. And people will look at you like, man, this doesn't bother you. And these people will be like, no, not really. I don't. If I left here today, every job I've ever had, I've always said if I left today or tomorrow, I'm never going to see any of these people ever again. And that has always held up. That has always been tried and true. So whatever it is that you're going through in those little moments, I know sometimes you want to go to the job and punch the manager's face in because they get on your nerves. And, I just, like that guy said in that video, it's above me. Just like that. It's above me. Even though, some things they tick me off and whatever. But, say hey, it's above me. You make that decision and you walk away. Seriously. Because you got greater things out there for you. And there are greater things out there waiting on you. Seriously. So just go out there and get it and make it. So again, I am Mr. Soul Lover Man 504, aka Demond Alvarez, your spiritual life consultant, ladies and gentlemen. So if you want to book a consultation with me, go to my link tree or email me and we'll talk. All right, or hit me up, leave me a message in the inbox if you're on Facebook or if you're wherever you are, just leave me a message and we'll talk. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am, as always, I'm out this peace. Peace. I'm trying to remember how you turn this thing off, but I don't.